anyone here who wants to say something. Zoe? Mm. Zoe, go ahead. I'm live. And what else you want to say, Zoe? Mm. And yes, yes, yes. Listen to your mother. She gave birth to you.
Oh my goodness.
Zoe, I need you to share your voice with us, please. Mm. You're not. No, I'm talking about on the PlayStation. You're not sharing your voice. I can't hear you in the live. Mm. I will walk you through that right now. Go to the go to the party chat. Yeah. Do you see where it says party audio settings on yours? Yeah. Do you see that? Yeah. Does it say? Do you find an option where it says allow your voice to be shared? Yeah. Hit always allow. Mm. Did you do it? Yeah. Did you do it? Okay. All right. Just repeat what you said right quick. Mm. Wait. Hold on. Wait. 1 second. I mean. Okay. Repeat what you said.
To mom. Let's tell your mom. Behave.
Okay. Okay, y'all. That was Zoe. She just wanted to, do that dedication to Mother's Day and everything. Now, happy Mother's Day to all the Mother's Day and all the mother figures. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your day and your gifts and everything that everybody's doing for you today and how they're spoiling you. And we have two mothers in the VIP ministry, Faith and Juice. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your Mother's Day and enjoying this special that I'm doing today. And so, over here, now I'm gonna read. Selena, where you going?
Hmm?
You don't want to stand by me?
Where are you?
I'm right there in front of you.
I didn't see you.
I'm here.
At the dome?
Yeah, just stand right here. Don't move.
I didn't see you though.
I'm here. Trust me. How you doing? How you doing, loyal? Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? I'm gonna be reading this scripture here today for the mothers, Isaiah 66:13. As a mother comforts her child, so I will comfort you. The good news, God's love and a mother's love are similar and comforting. I'm going to read some of these Bible verses here. I'm just on my phone reading this.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see here what we got. Because I'm just looking them up on my phone as I go along. Yeah. Something I've never done
I knew
before.
it. They forgot to come pick me up.
Huh?
They forgot to come pick me up for church. What the heck?
Let's see.
Hello? Puma!
Well, while I'm looking up my scriptures, we have to.
Oh, oh, 그들 ready to. On the phone. Okay, I have to go.
Go.
I have to go.
Okay.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Later.
Later. Enjoy your day. Trying to find a good scripture here. You know what? I think I know the. I think I know just what I'm gonna read. And I'm gonna just say this here, and it's in the Bible, and it's about the virtuous wife. Now, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And yes, her price is far above rubies. So we have to take care of our women. We have to respect our women. We have to love our women. We have to do right by our women. We have to listen to our women. Because our women, they stand behind us. They support us. They love us. They do for us much more than we ever know. And and they are people that know how to do things that some of us men can't even do. And some things that these women can do, they can do better than us men. I'm not gonna lie about that. And especially when it comes to kids, they work hard taking care of the kids in the house, the bills, the cooking, the cleaning. They work hard at that. So appreciate that. Don't just go out there acting all crazy like willy nilly, cheating and everything, messing around, putting your hands on her, stuff like that, talking down to her and the kids. No, don't do that, because that's just undermining everything she's done for you and the household, and that's undermining her in general, and it's disrespectful, and it's heartbreaking, really, because a woman, they have the babies, they nurture and take care of the kids that they have. They clean the house, they iron your clothes, they fix your food, they pay the bills. Hell, they even comb your hair sometimes. They even wash the car when you don't even wash the car. Because some of these men, they get lazy, don't even wash the car, so the ladies got to do that. And they even put up with, excuse my language, they even put up with all your bullshit and your family's bullshit that they get thrown at every time when they're around you. So please appreciate your woman. Don't just sit up there and throw her under the bus or nothing. That's just weird. Like they say, you gotta have a little tenderness. You know what I mean? You gotta really show love and support. And what you guys are saying in this chat is exactly right. It's exactly right. When we want healing, yes, we do run to our mama. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And good morning, Juice. I know you're here in the chat. Happy Mother's Day to you too. And everybody, and happy Mother's Day to Faith and everything like that. But as I was saying, we have to really do right by our women. We have to take care of our women because they take care of us. They do a lot more for the household than we ever do. Sometimes most men don't want to admit that, but I'm saying it right here. Women do more for the household than the men will ever do. Yeah, the men provide the money. Yeah, they go. Yeah, we go. Yeah, we go to work, and we pay some of the bills here and there, and we do what we're supposed to do as a man, and we take care of our sons when we have sons, and we do what we're supposed to do and stuff like that. But the women, they do more of the stuff in the household. They do more than us men will ever do. And most men don't want to admit that, but I am right here, right now. And I can tell you, women do more than the men do. I know it may seem like the men do more than the women, but the women, they do more than the men. Like I said, they push out the kids, they take care of them, they nurture them, they raise them, they clean the house, they cook, they go to work. They got to keep themselves clean at all times, look good for you. And then they got to make sure that they're staying near the cross and doing what they're supposed to do as women, as mothers. And then these men, they go over and mess over that and don't realize the jewel that they have in their lives until it's lost and it's with somebody else that's taking care of that woman and doing a way better job than that other man has ever done. And I'm just telling the truth. And it goes just like that sometimes. I've seen it happen a million times where a man would mess over a woman, she would end up with another guy, and the guy would be a God-sent man that takes care of her and does things that the other guy didn't do, and he's doing things that even God tells him to do himself. Because God does tell you to do things, even for the kids. He'll tell you to do something. He might even tell you to go in the room and pray for the kids, or go in the room and ask them how their day was. Whatever the case may be, God will lead you. And he is that middle string in that relationship, because you can't have a relationship without God. Because when you have a husband and wife relationship, God is always in the middle of that. And when you make those vows before God, they're serious. And when you disrespect those vows, you have to repent to God for that, and you have to learn to not disrespect those vows because they're very serious. And when you take those vows before God, it's a beautiful thing, yes. And you can rejoice and be glad in it and have a loving family and have a loving church going family that worships God every day and gives him the praise. And you can get your kids in church like my mom used to do, man. I'm gonna tell you a story. My mama, she used to bring me to church every Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. Whenever the church had something going, she made sure I was there. I wasn't grumpy at all. I wanted to go, actually, but I just didn't like how she was, always telling me, come on, get your butt in the car. She wouldn't just say, hey, come on, let's go. She would say, get your butt in the car. Well, let me just say it how she would say it. She would say, come on in and get your ass in the car. We going to church. Come on, let's go. And then when we get in the church, she'd say, you sit your butt right there and you don't move. Sit right here next to my purse. I'm like, okay, mama. And I would sit next to her purse with the church program in my hand and the Bible. And I would have the hymn in my hand as well, waiting on the pastor. And whenever he wanted to read the Bible or sing a song in a hymn or go through the program, it was in my hand already. I made sure it was in my hand, and I made sure I was there right on time. Good morning, Rich. And I made sure that I was in that church on time, even when it was Bible study. My mom had me there with her as well, with a Bible in my hand, around the other adults. And sometimes I was the only kid in Bible study downstairs in the actual church. Yes, there was children's Bible study, but I never went to that often. I was always in the regular Bible study with the adults because that's where I wanted to be, and that's where my mom wanted me to be, because she didn't want me to go up there with the children's Bible study because I guess she figured I wasn't gonna learn much up there. She figured I was gonna learn more downstairs in the actual in the church with the adults and everything, and I did. And it's the truth. I did, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that she did that. And then we used to go to choir rehearsal on Saturdays. I would see her practicing in the choir. She would be singing, and then once it was my time to practice in the choir, I would practice, and then we would do food boxes for the homeless or people in need. And certain days we were at the church doing that, and I was there helping out with that. And I remember every time Halloween came around, we had a harvest festival at the church for the kids, so they wouldn't go out there celebrating that Devil's Day and dressing up like everybody else, doing all of that, you know, worldly type stuff out there in the world. We always did stuff at the church, and we have food going. The kids, me and the other kids would just play around outside the church at night, and we would have our glow sticks. Yeah, we had costumes on, but we didn't have what everybody else had out there out there doing the worldly thing. We didn't have all of the costumes with the blood all over your face. We didn't have all that makeup type scary stuff. We didn't have Freddy Krueger, Jason, Chucky's type stuff at the church. No, we didn't have all that. I mean, there was one time when I dressed like a clown, yeah, but that's because I had chose that. But at the same time, we were at the church just praising God. I mean, yeah, we had costumes, but we didn't have what everybody else had out there in the world, though. Like I said, though, we had, you know, what we thought was okay, and that's what we would do for Halloween, for Harvest Festival. I won't say Halloween because that's worldly, but we called it a Harvest Festival at the church, and we all would get together and just do something over there because we thought it was a good idea at the time, and and actually brought a lot of people to the church and got a lot of souls saved, and it got a lot more people in the church during that time as well. And then for Christmas, every December, I was there helping my mom and the other women set up the church for the Christmas performances and everything. And I was one of the only kids there, again, helping out with the adults, right there behind my mom. No other kid was there but me. And she had me doing little things while she was doing the big things. Like I would help her stand the Christmas tree up because the pastor used to like having the Christmas tree there just for for decoration in the church, just to decorate. But and I would help by putting the candy canes on there. I would put the bulbs and the lights, and then I would we would put little gifts around the bottom, and we would give those out to people, and then we would set up little banners here and there in the church to make it look nice, and we would get these special robes put together for the performing for the God's birthday performances and everything like that, and we would get these special scriptures that we would put together, and that's something that we would do. And like I said, I was the only kid there with his mom helping out and everything like that. And so the other kids they didn't even realize how much I was doing. I was doing much more in the church than they was at that time. From just from the Bible studies to the choir practice to giving out the food boxes to decorating the church for the different holidays to being in the choir to I was even an usher for a while back in the early 2000s. That was probably around, I would say, from '01 oh to '05. From 2001 to 2005, I was an usher, and I was doing that, and I was there for all the church events. I was there for regular church. I was, doing what I was doing, God's work, and doing what I had to do as an usher. And it was awesome, and I'm thankful that I was able to do stuff like that in the church, and I'm thankful for my mother to actually have drug me in the church all the time whenever she was going, and kept me in the church and kept me praising God and lifting up His name and doing things that I was supposed to do for God and give God what's due Him. And I appreciate my mom for doing that. Because if she hadn't have done that, I don't know where I would be or what I would be or the kind of person I would be today or the kind of man I would be, actually. Because I was always humble. I am humble. I was always a sweet and mild person like I am now, and I was always soft spoken. I'm always the kind of person that doesn't get mad at too many things. Like if something happens and I know I'm supposed to be mad, I'm not gonna just yell, cuss, and scream. No, I'm gonna tell you about yourself, and I'm gonna assess the situation and figure out why you did what and what. But I'm a kind soul, and I'm not the kind of person that just acts crazy like willy nilly. I mean, I was never that kind of person. I was always a schoolboy, always in the books, always in the education, always into doing things to broaden out my brain, to be smarter, to do bigger and better things in life, to be educated, and to have more opportunities than anything. And I've always been that type of person that just always wanted to just do more than what I know I can do, because I know that I can do more, and I'm always looking far and beyond, and I'm always reaching far and beyond, and I'm always pulling it, and I'm always getting there. I'm always reaching my goal. I'm always going forward to do what it is I have to do. And I want to tell you more stories about my mom. She was there for my award ceremony. She was there for my school performances in elementary, starting from 1995, my first elementary school. No, actually, we're going to go even further back. I'm going to do a special story time. We're going to have a little story time. We're going to go back to the early 90s when I was just 4 years old. My big brother was getting out the car to go to school, and I pulled his shirt. I guess, I don't know why I did that to this day. I was a little baby. Babies do a lot of things. And then next thing I know, when I became 5 in 1995, I ended up... No, wait a minute. I'm sorry, yeah, I was forgetful and distracted, but I'm not no more. But 94, yes, I put my brother's shirt as he was going to his kindergarten, actually. He was in kindergarten in 94. And I was just trying to... I don't know why I pulled this shirt, actually. I guess I was just sad to see him get out the car. But as a 4-year-old, I went to preschool, actually. It was called Head Start Preschool in San Bernardino. And I remember that preschool. It was pretty cool. I was only there for about like a year, though, in 94. And that was actually my first school was a preschool, but it was pretty cool. And the teachers were nice, students were nice. We were always getting along, playing with each other. And mama was always there from the start of that. And then 1995 came. I ended up at my first real elementary school called Rio Vista Elementary. And I'm gonna say all my elementary schools while I'm, doing the story. It was Rio Vista Elementary, Rio Vista, and I was actually in first grade at Rio Vista Elementary, and I still remember my first teacher. Her name was Mrs. Westerfield. Mrs. Westerfield was an awesome woman, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you, Mrs. Westerfield, and thank you for teaching me back in 1995. You taught me how to read, you taught me how to write, you taught me how to spell my own name, you taught me how to, draw different shapes, and you taught me how to color and everything like that, and you taught me how to do all kind of things. And I appreciate you for that, and I love you, and I miss you, and I hope that you're alive and well. And Mrs. Westerfield, she was an awesome teacher, but she was an awesome mother to her family as well. And she really cared for her students, and and she really cared for anyone that was in her life. Mrs. Westerfield cared, and she was a perfect. She wasn't a perfect woman, but she was a good teacher. Nobody's perfect, but she was a good teacher, you know. And she taught us well, and Mama was there for that as well. And Mama was there to actually talk to Mrs. Westerfield at times, and and support her. You know, I was a bad little kid at times. I ain't gonna lie. There was a time when Mrs. Westerfield didn't want me after school, and she called my mom. She was like, "No, I don't want him. No, no, you keep him at home. He too bad to me." And so I had to stay home that day. But then after that, I became good. I just had to get it together because I don't know what I was thinking. But at that time, I was going through a lot with my family, and I couldn't really think enough to. Well, I was a kid, so I'm gonna just say I really couldn't think enough to get myself together. But at the same time, my dad was doing some craziness. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, my mom was there for all of that, and that was the greatest moments of my life too. When I went to my first elementary school, and then in 1996 came Thompson Elementary, and by that time I was officially in first grade. And I remember my mom being there when I took my first bus ride to school. And I remember it was the long bus because the short buses didn't have my route on their log yet, and so I had to ride the long bus to school on the first day. And so we walked out around like 7:15, which we did every morning. And but the first day, I wasn't nervous or nothing. My mom walked behind me and she said, "You be careful. You have a good day." And she said not to get in trouble and everything like that. And she said to make sure that I was safe and everything like that. And I got on the bus, rode to school. And she was there for that. And then she was there for my award ceremonies. She was there for my performances. She was there for a little carnival that we had. She even let me go on field trips, and there was things she came with me on and everything like that. And not only was she there for all of that, but she was there for the times when I got in trouble. But that's only because I was fighting bullies at that time, and a lot of times people was trying to pick on me, but then they saw that it wouldn't work, so they would pick on my friends to draw me out. My mom was there for that and everything. And then there was times when my mom had to come up there and talk to the principals and the teachers to see why they was letting the students get away with picking on me and my friends, and to see what they can do to stop all of that and to change that and everything like that. And then came the early 2000s when I was at what year was this? It was 2001. I was 2001 to 2002. I was at this school called Cypress Elementary, and Cypress was another great school that I went to. My mom was there for all of that, and she was there for all of my other awards and performances I did there, because I did a lot of performances. I did a lot of field trips there, and she was there for all of that and more. And And there was a time when she didn't let me go on one field trip there. I was kind of mad, but I knew she was doing it for a reason. It was Joshua Tree National Park out here in California. I was trying to go out there, and she was like, "No, you're not going there. Hell no, you ain't going over there." And I'm glad I didn't go because after my friends came back, after the whole class came back from the field trip, one of them had got hurt because they slipped on a rock. And now I know now what I knew then, that if I would have went, yeah, it would have probably been me that fell on that rock. I probably would have been the one to get hurt if Mama didn't protect me and tell me that I wasn't going nowhere. And if my mama hadn't protected me and told me that hell no, you ain't going nowhere, boy, so you can shut up without that, yeah, I probably would have been the one to fall on that rock and hurt myself. In more ways than one, who knows how I would hurt myself. But I probably would have if she hadn't said no. And if my mama hadn't told me I wasn't going nowhere and I would have went there, who knows what would have happened. But I'm glad that my mom didn't let me go on that trip, you know. I'm glad she didn't. But there were things that she did let me do that I'm grateful for. 2003 to 2004, I was going to Curtis Middle School. I was doing cadet corps. I was a squad leader and used to do stuff called the military games, and we won the Perpetual Trophy one night. That was the greatest achievement. I was crowned king at the military ball. Another great achievement, my mom was there for it, taking pictures, you know. And she was always supporting me in everything I did when I was doing sports and everything like that. And then high school, Paris High School, I was in ROTC. She supported that. She was there for my award ceremony, and she was the only one there throughout my school life. My dad wasn't there. My sisters wasn't there. My birth mother wasn't even there. But I still appreciate her, and I understand her now. And, you know, and I know that she did what she did for a reason, and I'm not gonna, disrespect that. But, she wasn't there for that. But the woman who I call mom is my mother, and she was there for all of that. And she was the only one that was in the crowd. Her face was the only face I seen, and that's why I appreciate that. She kept me with school clothes, shoes. She made sure my grades was up. She made sure I was passing all my classes. She made sure all my teachers was respecting me and being nice and respecting the other students. She made sure that all the principals at every school I went to, she made sure all of them was nice principals and knew how to do their job correctly because she worked for the school district. And so she knew to go up there and make sure that people was doing their job correctly when it came to me. And she went up there and, like at Paris High School, when I was getting in fights with these bullies trying to pick on me, the principal was trying to expel me, but not the other kids that was picking on me. My mom came up there and she gave them a hell of a talk. She was like, nah, you're not going to expel my son because he is the victim. He was the one getting bullied, but you want to expel him because you don't like him for defending himself? She was like, no, you're not going to do nothing to my son because he was defending himself. But what you're going to do is take care of them boys. And so she went to the board and everything, and then she went up there, and after that, everything was good. And every time people saw my mom's face at the schools I went to, they knew she was coming up there for a reason. And it was because of me, because she heard something and she wanted to go and get that situation locked down. But I want to, backtrack a little bit to Thompson Elementary. There was a couple of teachers there that I appreciated. Mrs. Law, she was the greatest teacher I ever had. She was there. She was my first and second grade teacher at Thompson Elementary from 1996 to 1997. And 96, she was my first grade teacher. 97, she was my second grade teacher. And I had her for 2 years. She was the greatest teacher I ever had. She knew how to take care of the students. She really cared, and she made sure we learned a lot. And I used to love when she took us to the computer lab to do Reader Rabbit. That was something that was very interesting to me. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mrs. Law. And there's another teacher called, her name is Mrs. Dorme. And happy Mother's Day to you, Mrs. Dorme. And happy Mother's Day to your daughters. I'm quite sure they probably have kids of their own by now. I actually dated Mrs. Dorme's daughter back in elementary because she had the class and everything. I didn't know it was her daughter at one point until she had said it one day. And she was like, you're dating my daughter, right? I was like, huh? And when I found out, my jaw dropped, but I didn't trip because she let me date her daughter. She wasn't worried about it, but it was, and she didn't go easy on me. She didn't give me any kind of special treatment. She didn't treat me any kind of special way just because I was dating her daughter. No, she treated me like I was one of them students. And she didn't play around. Like I'm going to tell you one time when I was trying to steal my fun dip back out of the desk because I wanted it back. She called me and let me have it. And she sent a letter home to my mama. And I appreciate you for that, Mrs. Dorme, for actually catching me and telling me that was a no-no. And it wasn't my fault that I, was into stealing. It was just I seen my dad and brothers and them stealing, and I ended up just trying it that day, thinking I can get away. And you caught me, and you taught me a valuable lesson that day, that there are consequences for your actions. Thank you, Mrs. Dorme. And I just wanted to do that. And let's skip forward. Even when I went to college, started college in 2010, my mom was there, but I'm gonna get to that. Let's go to the early 2000s again, from 06 to 09. I went to West Valley High School because we moved from Paris, and so I had to switch from Paris High School to West Valley High School. And West Valley High School is a good school too. They care about their students. The reason why I went there into 2009 is because I had missed some credits, and I ended up graduating in 09, but I'm glad I did because I wanted to be there for the last of the early 2000s anyway. But it also worked out in my favor because my cousin was going there, and she was a 2009 senior, so it kind of worked out. So we had one graduation party and celebration for me and her, and it worked out. But my mom was there for that too. When I was getting in trouble fighting the bullies, she knew that it wasn't my fault, and she knew that people were picking on me there as well, and that I was just getting suspended for fighting them. So she didn't really go hard on me. She didn't, whip me or nothing like that or discipline me. She knew it wasn't my fault that I was fighting and everything. She knew it was people that was picking on me, and so she knew to just, talk to me, ask me what really happened.
Alright, I had to go.
I'll talk to you soon. Say one last thing before you leave. I guess Zoe is leaving, but she'll be back soon probably. But Well, yeah, my mom would ask me questions. She would, ask me what really happened. And there was actually a time when she had to come up there at West Valley. It was during my first year there, '06, my supposed to be sophomore year. I was a sophomore that year. And there was this vice principal up there that was kind of racist. She was discriminating against me. She had believed that a Caucasian kid over me, when I told her my story and everything that happened, how the Caucasian kid started trouble with me, she was like, I don't think I believe you. I would believe him. I'm like, what? And so I went home mad as hell, and I told my mama about it. And before I could even say something, my mama knew I was mad. She seen it in my face. She was like, what's wrong with you? What you mad for? And I straight up told her the truth. I said, this vice principal up there told me that that she didn't believe nothing I said, and that she believed a white boy. I said it just like that. Those were my actual words. I was just mad when I said that. I wasn't trying to be racist or nothing, but that's what I said. I said she would have believed that white boy over me, and she said it herself. And she gonna try to suspend me, but send the white boy back to class. And my mom was like, "Oh hell no, we going up there and handle that." And she seen the anger in my eyes, and she knew I wasn't lying either when I said that. And she went up there and she was like, "You gonna tell my son that you didn't believe nothing he said, but you gonna believe this white boy right here?" She was like, "Oh no, we gonna fix this. I'm gonna have your job." And the lady was just kept trying to lie. She just kept trying to defend herself, saying she didn't do that, and she lost her job. And that's another thing my mom did for me, and that's another thing I appreciate. And my mom appreciated everything I done. I appreciate everything that she's done for me, and she supported me during my high school years at West Valley as well. Of course, things were different at West Valley, though. I didn't really get into too much then, but she supported me. And then we even went to college together. But what I didn't expect was that we started college in '10 together, and I didn't know that she was gonna have an English class with me. She was actually a classmate of mine, and I didn't expect that to happen. But when I got there, I wasn't the only one with my mother as a classmate. And I don't mean my birth mother, by the way. I mean the woman that I call mom. Who I'm currently, with right now. Who I'm currently living with right now. But yeah, I didn't know she was gonna be my classmate. And then I walked in, and I noticed that there was other people that had their parents as classmates, and we got together and we started hanging out and laughing, and we started just having fun, and we made precious memories of that time. And there's another time my mom supported me, and I supported her. I helped her out with the work in the class. But here's a funny thing: is I passed the class, and my mom didn't, and she looked at me, and she was like, "Boy, how you passed that class and I didn't?" I was like, I don't know. And she was like, and I was like, I don't know. And then she started. And it was something. It was something that I'll never forget. It was a funny moment. My mom was like, she was like, "How you passed the class?" And I didn't. I was like, I don't know. And it was very funny. That's all I can say is that it was very funny to see my mama looking at me side from her side, like, "How you passed the class?" And I didn't. I was like, uh, I didn't know what to say at first. I was just confused. Okay. And it was something. And it was real funny. She looked at me from her side eye, and when she did that, I was trying not to laugh, but then she was like trying to figure out how I passed, and she didn't, and she kept just trying to look at all my papers when we had got home and everything, and but those were some valuable moments and memorable moments we made together, though. And then there was times when we would ride to different places together, and she would always make a joke by saying like, "When you gonna treat me after 70?" And then I would respond by saying, "Mommy, you know I just treated you after 70 about what was it, 1 day ago or was it 3 days ago? I know I just treated you after 70." And then we would laugh about it. Or she would say, "Well, when you gonna buy me a soda?" I'm like, "Mama, I just bought you a soda." And then we would laugh about it. But that's just how much I appreciate my mama, and we all should appreciate our mothers and do right. And that's the thing about it. And I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long, but that's some of the memories I just wanted to share with y'all. But now, on to the next part. For all you mothers out there, just know you are appreciated. It may seem like your kids don't appreciate you. It may seem like they don't give a damn about you, but they love you. They just don't know how to show it. They don't know how to do it the right way. The VIP ministry, you know, I love y'all. Undefeated ministry, you know, I love y'all, and I just met y'all, but I love y'all. You know, I love y'all anyway. You know, and I want to say that to all the mothers, enjoy your Mother's Day and rejoice. Be glad in it and give God the praise. And for those that are giving birth today on Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy that birth. Enjoy the kids that you're having today. And happy birthday to those who have a birthday today, and happy birthday to those who are just being born on this day. And actually, I'm gonna, and God, we come before you today. We ask that you bless us on this day. Bless the mothers for all that they've done and sacrificed for and given to us. Just like the Virgin Mary when she had you, Lord, and you died on that cross so we may live. She was your loving mother that you appreciated. So we appreciate our mothers as you appreciated yours, Heavenly Father. And I ask that you just bless all the mothers on this day. Hold them in your loving arms. Help them to have peace today. And show them that you are real. Show them your love. And then bless all the people that support and love and appreciate their mothers. And we just give honor and glory to you today. In your name, amen. And hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, appreciate your mother. Love on her because you only get one. And to the people that can't celebrate Mother's Day because their mother is no longer with us and they're in heaven waiting, I still hope you have a good day, and I hope that you remember your mother loved you and just know she's in a better place. But anyway, have a good day and rejoice out.